Hey everybody out there, welcome back. So it's been a while since I made a video, so I just want to throw this out here just to give you guys a little update. Just basically share with some of the experiences I'm having out here, hauling freight and cars at the same time, just for some of the newer truckers or people thinking about getting into it, just to give you a little insight, sort of like a day in the life kind of situation. So yesterday was kind of crazy, which is why I want to put this out there, and just so you guys can, like I said, just know how it goes some days. But so today is Friday. Tuesday I took a load down to Virginia Tuesday night, unloaded it Wednesday morning. So now to get back up north, I picked up a load, picked up a partial, and then I stopped and picked up a vehicle from an auction. Alright, so everything's good, coming back up north, sweet. So, I get home, and something just made me think to go back through, like just read through some of the description again, and something wasn't feeling right, and I realized that they didn't give me a title for the vehicle when I pulled off. And it doesn't always happen. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I didn't really think much of it. They usually just give you everything you need. So, and I looked at the instructions in Central Dispatch for the vehicle, and it said, yeah, make sure you leave with the title. And I didn't have the title, so I was freaking out a little bit. This was, like I said, this was at nighttime. I couldn't call anybody. Everything was closed. All right, so I wake up in the morning. Yesterday, yeah, this is Thursday morning. So I wake up in the morning. Trailer's still loaded. Got the car, got the freight, and the car's at the back, so that's good. So I wake up early in the morning, and I call the place at dispatch. Left a message because I think they were behind in the time. That didn't work, so I was like, all right, I don't want to drag this car around if I can't take it to the port, because the port I was going to, I've been there a couple of times already, and the lady's pretty adamant about, if you're shipping a car to Africa, you need to have that title. And I was like, yeah, I don't have the title, so I wasn't even going to try to play around taking that car there and having that lady get all pissed off at me. So I was like, all right. If I contact them, maybe I can figure out what's going on. Maybe they need to send me, maybe they can give me some insight as to what to do with this car. So, like I said, dispatcher, no answer, left a voicemail. Next, I call back to the auction, like, hey, I just picked up this vehicle. I didn't get the title. What's happening? What do you usually do? Did I leave it? What was the problem? So then the lady said, oh yeah, no, the title's not even in yet. I was like, oh, so that makes sense why I didn't get it. But then they posted it, and knowing that the title was not there yet, but at the same time saying I gotta pick it up. So it was all kinds of confusion. At that point, though, I knew I didn't have the title, and it was going to Africa, and you need that. So also, I had the partial that I had to take up to Jersey, and I wanted to get that done too. So I was like, all right. Good part about cars is you can unload them yourself. So I just unloaded the truck. I unloaded the car, because luckily, it was right. I should say luckily, it was a drivable vehicle. So I just unloaded it, left it at the trailer yard, started heading to drop off for the freight. Got up there, that went pretty smooth. So I'm just anticipating not being able to drop off this car today. I mean, it's going to the port, so it's not really a time-sensitive situation, but I didn't know how long I would have to deal with this car, so I just started looking for more freight, because I'm completely empty at this point. Because the car's back in the yard, I unloaded the freight that I had, so I hit the boards. So I found another load, actually, like within a few minutes, and it was picking up. Where was it picking up at? Oh, it was picking up in Baltimore, and it was coming back up north. So it was nice paying load. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna shoot down there, get that load, and just keep it moving, and then like catch up to the people about the car during the day. It wasn't a ton of money, it was just extra. So I was like, all right. I got a call back from the dispatcher, the lady that dispatched the vehicle to me. She was like, yeah, you don't need the title. You can just take the car there without, and just, it should be fine without. I was like, you sure? Because I've been to this port before, and the lady, and it's the same lady every time. Nice lady, but like, she just is not trying to play around with you if you don't have the right paperwork. So he was like, so the dispatcher lady said, yeah, nah, you should be good. So I was like, all right. Now I got this. Oh, also, and this is around probably maybe like 11, maybe 10:30, 11 around that time. So here it is. I gotta get back to the yard, pick up the car, take it to the port. Then after that, after I take it to the port, then I gotta hustle down to Baltimore, down to that port, and pick up this freight and bring back up. It was tight. It was hectic. Everything kind of had to align. Like, I know that the port in Delaware is usually pretty smooth in and out, especially with this lady. If you got the paperwork right, you can get in and out of there pretty fast. So, and the car was running. It was easy on and easy off. It wasn't anything weird with that. So I was like, all right, I can do this. And it was also the way the port works is, like, typically they have like a lunch time, and I wasn't going to get down there before the lunch, so that actually play to like my scheduling. I can take care of the car up north and then get down there, and maybe get down there like right after their lunch. So I'm running around, hustling. I get back to the yard, throw the car in there, strap it down, get over to the port. Now when I get to the port, usually in the middle of the day, it's pretty empty. Nobody was there. It's good to go. I get to the window, and I'm super nervous because I don't have this title, and I show up with just the dock receipts. I had them printed out. And the lady was like, I told her, I said, I don't have the title. She was like, oh no, you're good. Just for that one carrier is the one carrier you don't need a title for. And I was like, all right, well, at least I know that now. But that was nerve-wracking. She was like, yeah, all the rest of them you got that title. This is the only one you don't. So cool. So that worked out. Went over, unstrapped the car, unloaded it, lined it up. And when you go to this port, like, they inspect it. You park it, they inspect it, they stamp you, get you out of there. Now, as I'm pulling up, there's really nobody. It was like one other truck there. So, as I start unstrapping the car, the guy that does the inspection, he drives around a little pickup truck, he pulls away. And I was like, all right, well, that ain't good. But anyway, I'm in the middle of unstrapping, get the car lined up, maybe went to the bathroom or something, I don't know. So I parked the vehicle that was getting shipped, and started wrapping up the truck, putting the ramps up and all that stuff. The other guy pulls up with like 10 cars, like, where is the guy to do the inspection? I was like, I don't know, he just pulled over there. You can see where the truck was, it wasn't too far. So I get all buttoned back up, I stand on my trailer, I can see where the truck is that the guy drives around, I can see it's right there, but like, I don't see anybody in it. I don't know what's going on. A couple other guys start pulling up. We all waiting for this guy. So now I'm on it, and I got a time crunch here. I can't be playing around with them in the port. And like I said, typically in and out. And I'm like, this is the one day they're gonna really make it a problem for me to get out of here. But it looked like I guess they had a shift change, and it was another dude that came up, and I was probably there for total from beginning to end only like a half an hour maybe, which is still good. I still was able to get out of there in a decent time and head on down to Maryland. So I gets down to Maryland, pretty smooth drive, uneventful. Everything was going as it should. Now I get down there, and the load's pretty heavy. It's 9,000 pounds. That's what's on here right now. It's 9,000 pounds. Had to be tarp. It's 2 boxes. One box was only like, I don't know, maybe like 3 feet tall, maybe 4 feet wide, maybe another. No, actually, I'm wrong. It's probably like 5 feet tall or 3 feet wide, and maybe about 4 feet long, something like that. The other crate or box, it's probably like a pallet, wood pallet. The other one, that was like 9 feet tall, like 12 or 13 feet long, and 4.5, maybe, I think that might have been 5 feet wide. So, thing was serious, which, I mean, it's good because it's a box, but it's kind of bad because there's 2 of them and they both need to be tarped. And my tarp I have is 27 by 16. And that, it fit, but not all the way over. And when I booked the load, the broker said that, I told him what size tarp I had. He said, well, it's fine as long as you can cover the top. They just don't want water sitting on top of it. So I was like, fine. And at least just in that experience, it's the first time I ever did like a partial cover with a top, with that tarp. It seemed like way harder to do it. And it was 2 things, so I had to wrap, and there were 2 different sizes. It took me probably like 2 hours to tarp this thing. It was bad. It was so bad that, like, at one point I was looking over. It was a long truck getting unloaded, and I was like, well, at least I'm not the last guy here. So as long as I'm not by myself, I won't feel too bad. I won't feel like I'm holding anybody up. But fast forward, man, that dude pulled out, and there was another guy down there strapping out. He was getting ready to pull out, so I was feeling like, oh man, I'm gonna be down forever. So luckily, it took me a while to get the tarp on. I didn't get out of there till probably like 4:30ish, something like that. It was like maybe like 4 o'clock. I don't even remember. It was way later than I anticipated. Like I was in that port for a couple hours easy. Might have been 5 o'clock, but yeah. After all that said and done, I finally got back. I was able to I was happy because I was able to get everything done that I needed to get done, but it was such a heck, like in the moment for each one of those moves, it was so stressful. And then like getting phone calls from telemarketers at the same time, and the loads I picked up before, like they're calling me, just checking it, making sure that they got it delivered and all that stuff. So it was pretty hectic. And also the load that I booked that I was picking up in Baltimore, I never hauled with them before, so I had to do a packet in the middle of trying to grab that car and get it to the port. So it was pretty crazy. Like I said, at the end of the day, it was all said and done. One thing that I realized though, after I got that last load tarp and strapped down, and I'm riding back up north. I was coming home. One other thing, I needed DEF. So it was so bad that once I got back to the trailer yard, I had 10 miles left before like the governor kicked on for the DEF. And what I did not know, and what seems to be a thing on forums, what I looked at, is that when you run them that low with the DEF, the sensors are acting crazy. And I put in 2 last night. I ran to Walmart and put in 2 containers of DEF, like 5 gallons. And this morning, it was still saying like, oh, I got 8 miles left before the governor kicked on. So I had to buy, this morning as I'm getting filled up, I had to buy an overpriced thing of DEF just to get the sensor, just to fill it totally up. I had to overflow it, basically, fill it all the way up for the sensor to turn off and not restrict the speed. I never hit it, but I was getting so close. I think I was at like 7 miles at the gas station this morning before the government kicked in. So anyway, like I was saying, coming back up from the port, got everything wrapped up. I realized that although each one of those, like, it was so many times throughout the day that it was stressful and I was anxious about what was going to happen, whether I was going to make this, frustrated with trying to figure out how to tarp this thing. It was so goofy. Once it was done though, it still was like a really good feeling. Like it felt like I got a lot accomplished. It was hard, I was sweaty, it was frustrating, but I still felt like I had a good productive day. And I think like that happened a couple of times to me where like in the moment it feels terrible, but like once I get through it, on to the next thing, and I'm back rolling in the truck, it feels good. So same thing happens sometimes, like if I try to book a load, I'm looking for loads, and I can't find anything, it's just sitting, it feels terrible. But once you get out there, once I get back to rolling and that's the good part. I guess that's the good feeling, being on the road and, you know, having that load strapped down on your way to the drop off or just on your way home or whatever. That's a good feeling. So anyway, like I said, just more of a vlog style, giving you guys an update. Want to put some content out there, let you know I'm still out here rolling. And I'm about 10 minutes, actually no, I'm like 2 miles from this drop off. So I'm gonna drop off these 2 crates and try to find me something. I actually have a car to pick up to get me back, but I'm gonna try to pick up 2, try to see if I can grab another one, get 2 cars coming back down. Because what I've been trying to do is, like, if I get a car that's going to the port on the weekend, I can take that, put that on the yard, and then still maybe do some action on Saturday, maybe even on Monday, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a shot. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.